Hey everyone, it's Norm from Tested here at WonderFest 2025. Now last year was the first year I met Chris Benware.
How you doing?
Chris,
good to see you again.
So great to see you.
Oh, I was looking forward to meeting you
Yeah,
again.
you know, last year you introduced me to the incredible Sandcrawler that you built.
Yes.
And you have a Facebook group, Nerf Herders Workshop.
Yes.
You and fellow model makers are obsessed with the Sandcrawler.
Yeah, there's
among other ships and vehicles.
It really was like just a safe space for a lot of modelers to come and show their stuff. Because you know, when you model, you build something, you're self-conscious of it, whether it's good or not, and you also have a lot of questions on what to do, what techniques, you know, what parts you need to be, you know, like different kit parts and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a little bit like a lot of like people who weren't as talkative about it before, and this kind of opened up a lot of new people into the hobby.
Model making can be an isolating experience, right? Like often, and the part of that is rewarding. Like I love burying my head into a kit, just like spending that quiet time.
Yeah.
But for something that's of this scale and this ambition, where you want to find out as much, it needs to be a community effort.
Yeah, you do it in your garage or your workshop or your basement, and you're by yourself all the time, and it helps when you like I said. I think I said it before. You can't build one of these things without a whole bunch of other people. Yeah. Like just take for example these cradles.
Yes, tell me about this.
So this is machined aluminum, and this is the cradle for the bogies and the tracks for the Sandcrawler. I couldn't build this, but my friends Marvin and Felix is here. They built it. They designed it, built it off of kit parts and measurements, and and parts, just even parts, getting people to send me parts. I can't do this all myself. Yeah. And it takes a whole village of people in a group or friends like on the RPF or Nerf Herders now. So but yeah, this is what I've been waiting for, this to finish this. Because last year it was just in kit part form and white and raw, and I painted it after the show.
Well, I was gonna say last year we talked about like it was never gonna look like that form again. I love the unpainted look, right? Because where all the kit parts, all the donor parts reveal themselves, but once you put primer on it, it congeals and turns into one thing. It's a monolithic thing.
I struggled with painting it because I love the way it looked in raw form.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know of too many people who have built it like that. And it probably hasn't been seen like that since, what, 76?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But of course I had to.
You had to.
You go this far, you got to finish it.
Yeah.
I still have some work to do in the crate underneath the undercarriage, but you know, for the most part, it's finished. Now that I have the tracks on, I can get measurements for all the other parts.
Has the interior, that fully detailed interior, changed at all?
Not at all. No.
Okay.
That was finished.
Right.
That was finished the last time, and I was done. You know, something when I move it, some things move around, but no, that's finished. I had to close that in. Yeah. So to get to the outside.
I love the storytelling that you put in the inside. Yeah. And it seemed like that was parts that you had so much fun with. You know, as a collector of the scaled figures.
Well, I played with them as a kid. Yeah. That was my whole childhood, was the 3 3/4 figures. And after my parents threw them out, I wanted them back. So I started buying them in package, and I have a whole wall filled with vintage figures and vintage ships. And basically I as an adult decided I'm gonna make Kenner play sets out of models.
Reclaim your childhood. Yes. Absolutely.
And like they're all 3D printed scans of vintage figures, downsized. Yeah. And this is a little sampling of like just, you know, Jawas and droids and stuff, but I've decided I have something else in mind that has a lot more figures on it.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to get to that. Yes. But this isn't even the only Sandcrawler here at the show now.
No.
This year, there are two, fully and it's differently decked out.
I only know of 3 people who have, I might be wrong, but I know 3 people who have finished Sandcrawlers. Yeah. Myself, John, and Michael Janes. And 2 of the Sandcrawlers are here. All 3 of us are here, actually.
That's incredible.
John came over from England.
Yeah.
because of Nerf herders.
Yes.
To come here to WonderFest.
Oh, it's so cool. We're gonna show some shots. It's the two Sandcrawlers
Yeah.
and how they're representative of your relationship with Star Wars. Each of you have a different connection.
And we helped each other.
And
though.
yeah, of course.
We did.
Of course,
Like, I helped him with the paint colors. And, and we helped each other with kit parts. And we were talking about it earlier. My whole background is vintage figures, so my interior is vintage figures. His whole background is R2 Builder stuff. So he has a lot of stuff that's like has moving parts and servers and stuff like that. So
Awesome.
they're both incorporated our own personalities.
Of course. Well, moving on from the Sandcrawler, because you brought more vehicles, more projects.
Yes.
Let's talk about this one, because this is another one similar to the concept sketch that Jason did.
Yes. Well, he and I both, he did it. There's a couple Joe Johnson concept sketches of the AT-AT, right? The AT-AT, I guess in original form on the concepts was
a tank.
A tank.
Yep.
Yeah. And again, I built it, but my friend over in England, Andy Preston, cut all the acrylic for me at the time. So it's all scratch built acrylic, glued together, and then kit parted out. And of course, in the back, I added
interiors.
Vintage figure stuff.
Yes,
so
vintage figure scaling.
I have an armory of rifles from the vintage figures. Yeah.
Love it.
And we're gonna actually race later on today.
Because this is RC as well?
Yeah, this is RC as well.
Oh.
We have the remote. We brought our remotes. We're gonna have a race later on. His is way heavier than mine, so I'm hoping to whoop his butt.
All right, that's awesome. Not in this room, but another room. You alluded to another project, a place to put your love of scale, three-quarter scale miniatures in. Can we go check that out?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's head over there.
Yes, sir.
Chris,
hi.
Let's take a look at your latest obsession.
Yes.
Another play set.
I didn't intentionally do that, but it just flowed out of me, I guess.
So this is, of course, Jabba's sail barge.
It is
a version of Jabba's sail barge.
Yes, it is the McQuarrie, from this McQuarrie painting.
Okay.
I wanted to do this.
Wait, so the McQuarrie, this is all you get?
This is all you get. Well, there's a couple other drawings that show other versions of it, and I actually mostly took this as inspiration.
Which is like a perspective angle, half of the vehicle.
Right.
And of course, there's the real sail barge.
Yes.
But how much of this is pulled from the filming miniature versus
almost none?
Not okay.
Almost none. So like this is more like a Egyptian pleasure craft that you would be on the Nile. It kind of looks like. I don't think there's much in the drawings that correlates into the actual film.
Right.
But I took most inspiration is from that picture, but there are other concept drawings that have like little details that he talked about. Like the eventually, like this.
You need the sail.
You need the sail.
You need the sail.
This is going to continue up to a point, and then there's two masts that make 3 sails.
Yeah.
And he talks about underneath the sails, there's hieroglyphics and different colors and stuff, which I actually incorporated underneath. Underneath there's Huttese hieroglyphics.
So this is almost like an architectural model because you're doing multiple decks.
Yes.
There's so much layering that goes on.
Yes.
Can you talk about how the construction of began, where it's now, and what this in front represents?
Okay, so I don't do mirrors. I make 2. So this here's the second one.
This is another one.
This is the second one that I'm building. I was doing them at the same time, but I thought I wanted to have this pretty far for WonderFest. So
and this is the underside.
This is the underside of this
of the barge.
I started here, building all the undercarriage and machinery and stuff, and then I knew once I finished this, I wouldn't be able. Once I was working on this, I wouldn't be able to flip it upside down.
Yeah.
So I finished all this, and as I'm like these 2 layers, these 2 levels come off. Like this will come off.
Got it.
I want to do each floor.
Yeah.
And then move on to the next one because as you see, there's a whole bunch of different things going on there. There's dancer poles. There's the cantina band.
It's a whole
there.
cantina.
Well,
Diorama.
My plan is to actually do all 3 films. Like the first floor is A New Hope. The second floor is Empire. The third floor is going to be mostly Jedi. So you have like Warher and the Tonica sisters and Hammerhead and the cantina band back there, and over here Tuscans walking in single file, you know. So, which is funny because on the Nerf Herders group, most of them didn't get the single file reference. They thought it was Beatles. So, and then like up here is the bounty hunters. They're around a Womp Rat chicken fight.
Nice
thing.
Yes, a little arena, a little ring. Yeah, with a cage in the back.
Yeah. So what I did was I incorporated Jabba Hutt's Kenner figure, and you know how it flaps open. That's this design for the rancor pit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the cage, I actually stretched it and extended it and laser cut, and inside of there is 2 McQuarrie spiders that are now used in Mando.
Mandalorian, yeah.
And they're wrapping up a Gamorrean guard in spiderweb.
Nice. Yeah, you can't put a full Rancor in the Barge, but it makes a McQuarrie spider? Sure.
Well, I originally thought about doing 2 floors with a big Rancor, but I actually like the spiders better because, again, it's a McQuarrie part.
Yeah. And so much of this, I mean, obviously, like the last project you showed us, you're taking inspiration from concept art, putting in now your experience building the Sandcrawler and all the greeling, all the source, all the donor parts to kind of make it legitimately a Star Wars studio scale model.
Yes.
But then also your love of the Kenner figures.
As far as I know, nobody's ever tried this.
Yeah.
And like I said before, with the Sandcrawler, I can't do this all myself.
Yeah.
Like somebody did this file for me, and then somebody actually made a template for me to make these carpet tiles, because there are 3 different templates for the 3 different colors, and Jabba's tattoo is in the front here.
And this is a mask that you're then airbrushing over?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
Yep. 3 different separate masks. Wow. So, and then like, you know, they got like Boba Fett doing the Spider-Man pose.
Yeah.
So.
You're painting this as you're going along. I love the shading. That really, I guess, hopefully it motivates you because you can really see it for the scale of it.
Yes.
You can see the detail because so much of this is scratchable.
The only problem is that like I have to scratch away some of the paint to glue the figures down, you know, and hopefully they stay.
Yeah.
And then like what I also did was, you can't see it in this light, but the whole thing is misted in gold to give it a sandy effect. I sometimes don't think I plan this out well enough, but I kind of, as I'm building it, little things pop up in my head. A lot of people actually plan ahead and figure out what they're going to do.
No.
I don't do it that way.
You got to let the process reveal itself.
The whole thing
and that's the fun. That's the fun. And even if it means pulling things out and reworking and having to backtrack, repaint a whole thing, it's worth it.
Even the spider cage, that was there was actually a gambling table back there, and I'm like, I thought to myself, this came to mind, this Rancor pit, and I was like, the whole thing got changed last week. Yeah. So
Well, the thing with play and the thing with model building is it's all building a narrative. You're storytelling for yourself, and you're storytelling with your friends. And now you can have this here and have other model makers and people from the Nerf Herders workshop group come and you can show them in person, and you guys are, if not actually playing, you guys are in the conversation. You guys are playing.
Well, this is me playing as an adult. And getting away with it with my wife. So,
Chris. Thank you so much.
Thank
what a wonderful project. I can't wait to see this when it's completed, when it has its sails, fully decked out, hopefully.
I'll definitely bring it back next year.
Yeah. Won't commit you to finishing it then?
Oh, no, it'll be finished. It'll be finished probably soon, because I really just need to put figures on and do the masks, and it's pretty much done.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure to see you here as always.
Great to see you as usual.
Thank you guys so much for watching that video. I would be remiss if I didn't tell you we have some excellent merch. We have a 5-pack of demerit badges for sale right now at tested/store.com. We've got the I hung it off of level demerit badge, the I built the chair backwards demerit badge, the I hit my thumb with a hammer demerit badge. We've got the stapler in my finger demerit badge, and my favorite, I stuck the duct tape to itself demerit badge. Get yours now, tested/store.store. Tested-store. Tested. It's right here. There. Just click there.